Hello, lovely people. This is Renee here from Reborn Health, doing my Tuesday night or Wednesday morning live for you all. So, if you are listening, please feel free to say hello and also put any questions or any comments that you've got while I'm talking, and I'll be able to go through and answer them for you. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. I do have a problem with my phone and my speaker, so if there's any issues with the sound, maybe let me know, and then I might just have to record it and put it up. But anyway, tonight's topic that we're talking about is about your food language and how that might be affecting your food relationship. Now, you're probably wondering, what on earth is food language? It's not really something that I think is a term thrown around by many people. So I'm going to explain it to you, and just let me know if you've heard these terms before or if you've used them yourself. Maybe you do at the moment. So, clean eating, guilt-free, I'm being good today with my diet, this food is good, this food is bad. Okay, so there's some common ones that you may have heard, and perhaps you use them now, or you're probably going, well, what's so wrong with that? So let me explain. It's not necessarily that it's wrong, but what it does is it's a way of talking about your food that continues the cycle of having a relationship with food that involves restriction and putting foods in different categories. And let me explain that a little bit more. So, our way of thinking around food, particularly when it comes to restricted eating, is very much entrenched in diet culture. And diet culture, it worships thinness, it worships body image, it basically puts certain foods on pedestals and others down below. And what that does is it starts to filter into the way that we look at food, view food, and think about food. And you might think that it's just an innocent comment to say, well, this food's good and this food's bad. But it starts to become a bit of a slippery slope. So think about it. If you use those kind of terms regularly, particularly if you associate it with part of your identity, and I do notice this a lot more in the clean eating kind of terms, and I know this because that was me. When you identify quite strongly with these words and the way that you describe your diet, you might go into the supermarket and all of a sudden you start categorizing these foods. So you start demonizing foods that are perfectly healthy for you. And a classic example I see is when people go into the fruit and vegetable section and they decide not to eat a white potato, but they'll choose a sweet potato because somebody has told them that the sweet potato is good and the white potato is bad. That is false. That is incorrect information. That's just one of many examples. But when you start to categorize foods, you start to place more rules on yourself. It starts to add into that restricted eating, and it's a very, very slippery slope. Because then when you're out at dinner with your friends, guess what? You're categorizing it in your brain. When you are at home and you want to enjoy a slice of pizza because everybody else at home has got a slice of pizza and you just want to enjoy yourself. But then all of a sudden you're going, oh, well, no, I can't do that because that's bad, or I am on it's not cheat day, or whatever term you want to use. So can you see it can become a very slippery slope? And sometimes you may not even be aware that this language is reinforcing this thinking behavior, and especially when you start to use that language, it becomes more of a subconscious thing that you may not even be aware that that is actually the thought going on in your brain. So you can see that that really starts to play into what kind of a relationship you have with your food, and then how that is affecting the way that you show up and live in your life. And this restricted eating can have a huge impact on not just the way you eat, but your relationships, the way that you connect with people, the way that you view yourself. It permeates everywhere. The most important thing for you to remember is that food is food. That is it. It is not good or bad. And you are not a bad person because you eat this food, and you're not a particularly amazing, awesome person because you eat this food that you put up on the pedestal. Food is there to nourish us. It's there to connect us to our friends and family and people in our community. It's there as part of a centerpiece of our celebration. So, this is something that, and the reason why I'm so passionate about helping people develop a positive relationship with food is because you miss out on all these amazing things that food is meant to be there for you. So, if you'd like to learn more about this, about your food language, but in particular about how to build a healthy relationship with food, I am hosting a webinar this week. So it's not too late to register. It will be Thursday evening at 8 p.m. if you're Atlantic Canada time, or it'll be 9 a.m. Friday morning. If those timings don't work and you're interested, do register because you will be sent a replay. So go ahead and do it. I step through the 4 steps to build a healthy relationship with food. I talk a little bit more about how diet and wellness culture has influenced our relationships. And then I help you come up with strategies that can help you long term. So kind of give you a little bit more of a open your eyes, particularly if this is a very new topic for you. Really great for you to come along if you're someone that's been yo-yo dieting and you're just sick of it and you want to stop restricted eating. If you find that you're constantly obsessing about food, but you don't know why, you don't know how to stop it. If you feel like you constantly have to be on a meal plan that's been created by somebody else because you're too nervous about eating anything off it. If you find that you overeat of an evening and you don't know why and you feel guilt and shame around it, all of these kind of things basically pinpoint that you need a redirection on your relationship with food. And that's where I come in to help you. So please come along to this webinar if you think that that might resonate with you. I would love to share the information that I've got with you to really help you start building your relationship with food in a positive direction. So if you've got any more questions about what I've talked about this evening, about your food language, or if you've got any more questions about the webinar that I'm hosting, then please send me a message. I'd be more than happy to help you out. I hope you have a lovely evening or morning, wherever you happen to be. And bye for now. I'll see you next week, the same time. Okay, bye.